He's like that piece in Jenga that comes and just collapses the whole.
When I watched the season 1, there was only one question in my head. I was like, how screwed up is Rhea?
Okay, so my first question from the both of you all is that, like I said, I've seen you all on TV. I don't want to use that cliche line of growing up because I think all of us are not like very age proud. But what I'm trying to get to here is...
I don't know what you're talking about.
So what I'm trying to get to here is that you all have made a very successful lead from, transiting through mediums, and you're doing so well for your sense. How does these successes, I mean, you've been a part of some wonderful shows, including two of our short films like Amazon, so I can name it.
Yeah.
And the others.
You can please name all the others.
Tripling?
Yeah. Chaman, Shubhangalal Sadhan,
Yeah. Just to name a few.
Just to name a few. But how does the success of these wonderful titles empower you to stay your course longer on this platform of OTT? How does that feel in the film?
No, it's actually very, honestly, like in today's time of the way the market is going right now, I think I'm very lucky and very grateful, and I feel blessed that I have these properties that are very reliable. Like I know there will be another season. I know, so even if there's no other work, I can always kind of fall back on these properties. So and I genuinely feel that and I have no one else but the makers to thank for it, and of course the audience who's kind of watched the show, enjoyed it, and then made the other seasons happen.
Yeah.
So similarly for the makers who kind of gave me the platform in the first place, and they also made sure that the shows remained relevant with time, because a lot of these shows were also pre-COVID, but they've survived COVID and come after that, and so I think I'm very grateful for the journey I've had and I honestly feel it could have only been possible on OTT, because the films weren't taking whatever actresses of a certain kind, and
So the communities are glad to have you.
I love OTT as a platform, and yeah.
How do you find yourself in this space, this Delhi-based show? And of course, Karan is from Delhi.
Yeah, Karan.
People are go-to back for the Watson film.
Yeah, for sure. And also Maanvi, a lot, because she's from Delhi as well. But for me, what I felt like when I read the script, it was like the first season itself was so beautiful. But there are a few pieces of that puzzle sort of missing,
Yeah.
And I feel my character sort of comes in, and my character does not just fit right into those puzzle pieces. It also sort of jumbles the entire puzzle up a bit more. So yes, for sure, by prima facie, it's actually filled up a space, which the picture is now beautiful, but the picture is now a bit more elaborate.
Right.
So it's now a new story. Also, it's a new conflict. It's a new choice that the characters have to make, and especially Rhea, because mostly if you see both the seasons, it's from her POV. So I think my job and my character's entry into the show is to sort of really screw up with her choices, where you don't know what she's going to go for.
Okay.
He's like that piece in Jenga that comes and just collapses the whole.
Okay. Wow, that's really interesting. But what gravitated you the most about this character when you read it? What made you feel that I belong to this universe and me, Rithvikk Dhanjiani, as an actor can represent this so well? Or what is it that really gravitated you towards this project?
Yeah, very honestly, when Ved's character was narrated to me, I felt it's very relatable because it was really me.
Yeah.
So playing Ved wasn't really difficult. It wasn't really a lot of like, oh my god, I had to go through method for months. No, nothing.
Yeah.
It was just me.
Yeah.
But what really drew me to the show was the simplicity of the story.
Yeah.
And I think all the credit goes to Simar, our director, because his clarity of thought is so precise.
Yeah.
It's like a dart that straight away hits the bullseye, and you cannot just question him because he knows what he's doing.
Inside out. Yeah.
So I think his conviction and the way he was so convinced that because the question that you asked me, I asked him, I was like, why me?
Yeah.
Why are you thinking of me? Because I think this character can be played by him. And he's like, but I know it's you.
Right.
And I want to sort of work with you. And I was like, looking at the conviction, I was like, damn,
Yeah.
I need to work under this guy and I need to sort of be like please direct me more.
What is it that you really liked about the show when you watched it?
When I watched the season 1, there was only one question in my head. I was like, how screwed up is Rhea?
Why can't she just make up her mind?
Why can't she just make up her mind? If she would have made up her mind in the first episode, we would not have. Thank you for not making up. Just realized.
Yeah.
Thank you for not making up your mind.
You're welcome.
It's such a smooth sail, that entire, the first season. Even though it's chaotic,
Yeah.
and I often tell my friends that there is always poetry in chaos.
Yeah.
There is. No matter what, no matter where you are, whatever chaos is going on, there's always poetry in chaos.
I think you missed me rolling my eyes.
She is the poetry in our chaos, by the way. She's
Why doesn't call it half fun, half debate? How do you find yourself in this space? Not that this is not up your sleeves, but how do you sort of navigate? How do you change your acting performance a little bit? Nothing. You do nothing. I mean, say true to what the directors say.
It's very simple. There's a camera rolling, there's a director who has a vision, and you have a script in hand. As an actor, you just need to do your job, and say the lines with utmost honesty, and believe in what you're doing. And the medium doesn't matter. You know, where is this footage going to be played should not be deciding how you're supposed to be saying the line.
Correct.
So that's what it is.
Very well put together. What is it that we can expect in season 2? Of course, I can see glimpses of the dynamic that it will be shared between both of them. What is
Speaking of sharing, yeah.
Yeah, speaking of sharing, what is it that y'all are really looking forward to the audience experiencing by the means of the second season?
I just hope I know it's hard to not come with expectations or whatever, because I feel everything every content that we watch is a game of expectations, right?
Yeah.
So I just but having said that, I also want them to know that everything that they liked about season 1, they're gonna get more of that in season 2.
Right.
So it's gonna be more fun, it's gonna be louder, it's gonna be quirkier, it's gonna be more emotional.
Yeah.
At times it's also, but I genuinely feel that there are more heartfelt moments in this season, in the script, in general, throughout, not just Riya's or Ved's or Jogi's, but even with the family and otherwise. So and we tried to talk about certain things in season 1 in a not a peachy way. So I think we'll continue doing that in season 2 as well.
How do you think that this show represents modern relationships? Where do you think that we stand in terms of? I think everyone's really quite liberal art, especially the metros. And what do you think that this show really stands for in terms of what it's voicing for the relationships, the current relationships spanning? Obviously.
I think it's a very interesting choice for the writers and the director.
Yeah.
That they placed it in the milieu that they have, which is like a middle class family of Delhi, and they don't have the usual trappings of a very conservative family or something, which you might expect from that stratum, socioeconomic stratum. Yeah. So I feel because this timeline of getting married at the age of 30 is self-imposed. Right. She has put it on herself. Right. It's not coming so much from family. It's only when she tells them that, hey, you know what, I want to get married by 30, so find me a guy. That's when the hell breaks loose and they're like, okay, everybody's like, let's find this guy, let's find this guy. In fact, they've always stood up for there's a whole montage in season 1 where the people are coming and saying shit when she's looking at guys, and the mum and the bua, they kind of stand up for her. And so I thought all those things are very, very fresh for that kind of a family, and that's the idea, right? You normalize it to such. They're not issues. They're not sitting and saying "nahi beta," and then someone is saying, "But why shouldn't I get married now?" And then there's a whole scene around them. No, it's just what it is, and and I think that extends to season 2 as well. That there's. It's a story of these characters, and whatever you learn.
What's the one quality that you relate to Ved and Bia? And what is it that is completely anti what you stand?
Ved, I relate to a lot of things that Ved has.
Yeah.
But one thing that that sort of stands out for me, and it's coming on top of my head, is that Ved is a good listener. And I practice to be that in my life.
Yeah.
Because I think active listening is dying nowadays.
Right.
It's dying. It's almost ancient. I feel. So that's something that I want to practice and I want to follow on a daily basis, to actively be listening and being here right now in this moment, to look at you and exactly feel you what you're trying to say. And that's what Ved pretty much does.
Yeah.
Not being preachy, not wanting to sort of always give 2 bits of advice, even though he might know it. But he's not there to sort of, teach anyone a lesson. He knows his shit, and he's just there. He'll handhold you and make you feel like you're heard, I'm right here. And he doesn't even need to say anything. So I think that's one quality that I really like about that cat.
Great one. What about you?
What I relate to would be the confusion, like of just decisions, and post purchase.
What a chocolate milkshake.
No, just because I do change my mind very often, and I do want different things at different times, and why shouldn't I get those different things?
Right.
But of course, when it involves other people and all of that. What I don't relate to at all is the whole organization thing, because I'm not an organized person at all.
Right.
And she's of course the other end.
So,
yeah.
94.3 Radio 1.